We are back home, US Bank Stadium, where we are set to face off against one of our biggest rivals in the Green Bay Packers. Unfortunately for us, coming off a very, very tough loss to the Colts. It was just a hard game, low-scoring game too, and we just weren't able to get it done at the very end. Opposite a little bit here for the Packers, as Jordan Love is leading them out here, not having a great year. 17 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. But the Packers were able to squeak out a victory by a small margin against the Chicago Bears last week. It was, I believe, 22-21. So close, tough-fought game. Hopefully, not going to be a tough game here, and we just roll through them. Gain of, I think, 2 or 3, I think it said, on the first carry here from Aaron Jones. And I thought that despite the loss, Alex Brooks played very well, getting that starting spot in the nickel. So that will continue here today as they get the cutback and breaks first contact there against, I think that was Denzel Ward, then brought down from Kendricks and Henley. And of course, Aaron Jones can be a really good running back, but not as worried about him as I was last week against Jonathan Taylor. And Jonathan Taylor ran extremely well against us. And so far here, all they're doing is running. Of course, their run game is the best that they have to offer, really, on offense. Not as good as the Colts. They are only, I think, 13th, I think it said, in the NFL. So about mid-tiers. We get the first sack of the game here. Danielle Hunter just easily right off the edge. Gets lucky number 13 on the season. But yeah, their rush offense, I think it was like, again, I think about 13, somewhere around there. But then their passing game was in like the mid to low 20s, so nothing too spectacular. We missed the tackle there on number 7 with Brooks, but quickly brought down by a couple other Vikings. Will force a punt here on 4th and 2. And luckily for us, Cook is back for this game. He left the last game with a bruised sternum. Wasn't too big of an injury, but did keep him out of most of the second half of the previous game. And we're kind of going to need to try to find a balance of using Cook and Nwangwu and even a bit of Kelly today, as we want to focus again a little bit more on the rushing, as that is the biggest weakness of the Packers defense. Granted, we do get a nice 18 yards on the slant route here to Jefferson. But yeah, definitely want to attack the rushing. We take a look with the run blocking, and we seem to have the edge basically everywhere but at the center position. So we'll keep that in mind as we get some nice blocking here for Cook, who gets basically 8 yards without even getting touched. Of course, doesn't make the first guy miss. And honestly, I don't run too many counter plays here. We'll see how well it works on 2nd and 2. Yeah, I don't like that hesitation. I don't know why he stopped. He had an easy lane for the first down, but as soon as it handed the ball off, he just kind of froze. We end up going to lose one on that carry. And on 3rd and 3, we'll come out spread. 3 receivers, including Flanagan, to the right, Chark to the left. We're going to check in Nwangwu. Utilize that speed as he gets the first down and a little bit more. About a gain of, they're going to say 6. I thought it was a little bit closer to 5, but I'll take 6. Granted, I wish I was saying I'll take 6 points. That would be a bit better. It looks like they're going to send, no, let me, okay. I want to check to a run. Thank you, Madden. They brought over quite a few guys to the left. Now they're going to send one of them back over to the right. Either way, we're going to go ahead and run the ball here. First down for Nwangwu, and Rashard Gary comes up a bit injured on this play, which will definitely limit some of their edge rush. And with their edge rush taking a hit, why not go for a pass here? I would love, again, Flanagan, but so far a lot of teams basically taking Flanagan out of the game. And that's going to be a penalty. They were just all over. I believe that was Chark on the left-hand side. And that's going to be on Eric Stokes. We'll take that down to the 13. Come back out. Same formation. Keep them spread out a little bit. This time we're going to send one of our linemen across to try to pick up some blocks. Not able to get by number 27. Try to juke back to the outside, but he gets a nice tackle. And now they're going to bring down their strong safety out. Again, going to look for Flanagan in the corner. In fact, if I could make an adjustment, make that a little deeper, not really. Would look for Flanagan. Corner does drop back, but we have the size advantage, just not able to get up there and get that catch. And on 3rd and 9, I was going to go for the jet sweep, but they bring down the safety. We'll check out of that call. We'll go with the slants here. Of course, Dyson's still in Trying to get him a little bit more exposure out there. As we have Jefferson coming across. Did he get that second foot? Yes, he did. Gonna be the first points. Throw under pressure was pretty good. Was a little bit too far out, but still pretty good considering there was a guy barreling down on Robinson. Big number 97 who does get the hit after it's out. But we see the nice toe drag there from Justin Jefferson, giving us our first points on the day. And the booth here trying to ruin our fun. Definitely looked like it was a completion. Toes dragged, both feet. Looks good to me. We'll see what the refs have to say, but that looks like a touchdown. And it will stand. Another touchdown for Justin Jefferson. Doesn't have a lot of receiving yards on the year, surprisingly. And so far, the Vikings looking much better than they did last week. Of course, competition isn't at the same level, so don't want to compare too much. We get stuck behind a lineman there, but eventually do get the tackle there with Kendricks. A gain of 6 on the first down carry from Jones. And they'll follow that up by going into a tight formation here. We'll crunch down the corners, try to bring them towards the line. And so far, they're just entirely focused on running the ball, not really throwing the ball very much at all. Which, of course, is kind of a drastic change as they go with an empty set here. We're going to bring the double A-gap blitz. Should have at least one free rusher. Unfortunately, won't get to use it. End of the first quarter. We're up 7-zip. Packers with the ball when we come back. And we are back here starting the second quarter. Packers at the 40, 1st and 10. They're going to go for a run down the middle. Big hit. Harrison Smith. Jones holds on to it. Going to be a loss of 2. And he's doing the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. One of my favorite celebrations just because it's funny. Or perhaps Harrison Smith is saying that with that hit, he made Aaron Jones' head, shoulders, knees, and toes all hit the turf. That's one way you could look at it. We're going to get back there with Pierce, who gets the sack on Love. A huge loss. And I feel like one of Pierce's first sacks in quite a while. Only his 5th of the season. Going to bring up 3rd and 24. And on 3rd and 24, of course, they are set to pass the ball here. We're going to make sure we stay deep here with our coverage guys. They're going to go to the outside to their tight end. We didn't get great coverage and unfortunately missed a couple tackles there. But do stop him before the first down. Only the second pass for the Packers of the game. And following that stop for our defense, our offense will take the field at the 15. Packers did have a pretty good punt to pin us deep here. Going to use Cook, try to get around the edge. Nice spinning juke to get by Stokes. Quickly, though, tackled after a gain of 8. I haven't checked what it looks like for us out on the outside. Chark surprisingly doesn't have the speed nor the release. Jefferson has the release and the route running, just not the speed. See how well that works for us in today's game. As they do a good job, they covered everything. We did have an open tight end, I believe, and Darisaw once again comes up injured. This time we see Darisaw just head over to the sideline, so should be back later. We're going to have one of our backups, Clayton, come in to take over for him. But it's just a constant thing with him, with his injuries. Dyson does a good job. I wasn't too sure I should have cut up that early, but he gets the first down. And that was just basically just about it. He gets the first down, and that was it. But a nice play from the rookie receiver. You know, all the injuries that we are seeing from Darisaw definitely give us the question of if we should re-sign him or not. It is as they get a free rusher around the edge. Cook not able to pick up Pemberton. He gets the sack. Going to be a loss of 5 on the first down. And there's the update for Darisaw. An ankle sprain. We'll go ahead and substitute in Clayton for the rest of this one. But like I said, this is the contract year for Darisaw, and unfortunately, there's a lot of things that we have to do come the offseason, which might contribute to him staying, as Cook barely gets a hold of that one. Gets close to the first down. Going to be a 3rd and short. Really good, really nice catch from Cook. But yeah, fortunately for Darisaw, all the things we have to take care of come the offseason might mean that we have to have him return, despite all of his injuries, as Nwangwu gets plenty of room to run down to the 49. Going to be a first down, 4 carries, 36 yards for the young guy. Yeah, I kind of want to upgrade over Darisaw, but most likely we'll need a new right guard, as DeCastro will probably end up retiring. We're going to check down here to Flanagan. He'll get forward for about 8-9 yards. Out of bounds, stop the clock as well, as we are getting close to the 2-minute warning. Yeah, DeCastro will probably need to be replaced. We need to replace most likely 2 guys on the defensive line, possible corner as well. A lot to do, but another good run here from Nwangwu. And with this, I don't think we'll get it off in time, and we will not. 2-minute warning will hit. We're up 7-zip, and we are in striking range. And unfortunately for Flanagan, I've really wanted to get him involved a bit more when we've gotten closer to the end zone. But the safeties have just done a really good job of covering. They use a safety, either 2 safeties to kind of cut off the deep and underneath, or they use a safety and a receiver, or not a receiver, a safety and a linebacker to really just cut off a lot of the pop shots, I guess you could say, towards Flanagan. So, unfortunately, I haven't been able to get him too much involved of recent, and Nwangwu close to the first down, but looks like Kenny Clark got the stop. And on 3rd and 1, we'll come out here in a heavy set. Going to bring Thurston in motion. Try to get at least a hat on everyone. End up having to cut up as I think it was one of the edge guys, did get a good block shed. Forces us in, but still get the first down. About a minute remaining, and we're at the 16. And unfortunately, it has Lucas running that route, and I don't trust Lucas when running anything more than a 5-yard route, just because his speed has come back to hurt us so many times. Going to get forward for a gain of about 3 here from Dalvin. Now the 13. Actually, I like what Cook is doing. I'm going to run set Chark on an end, see if maybe Cook can get towards the corner. And does he? Yes, he does. Snags that one right in front of, I think that was Jair Alexander. Right in his face. Slides in across the goal line, right by the pylon. Nice connection. Nice pass away, too, from the corner. Obviously, that one probably could have been played a little bit better by Jair, but I'll take it. And another booth review. They've reviewed every touchdown of ours so far. I didn't look too heavily at this one because obviously it looked good to me. But yeah, we got 2 feet in, crossed the goal line, holds on to it. I don't know what they needed to take another look at besides just to rev it in the Packers' face. That one will stay on the board. 22 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll kick the extra point here. Haven't shown these too much of recent, but there have been a few close calls from Koo, who obviously we've talked about replacing. Again, another thing to do in the offseason, replacing him as he's kind of struggled with accuracy the last about year and a half. And with 22 seconds remaining, Packers will come out here to possibly go for it. We'll see what they do on the first down. They are going to throw the ball, as that one is broken up by Reed Jr., who's had a pretty solid season, I would say, so far at the slot spot. He hasn't been amazing, but he's been fairly reliable, so not much more we could ask for there. They're going to send a guy in motion. Our man coverage stays the same as they go for a run. J.J. Watt with the stop on Jones, and they'll call the timeout. With 15 seconds left, looks like they're going to set up for a Hail Mary here, so we'll come out and prevent. No, they trick us. They go with the draw. They get the first down to about the 40 and call their second timeout. So it was a smart play call for sure. Now they don't have a running back there, so it should be a pass unless they go for a quarterback draw, which I don't see too much. Instead, they're going to check it down here. Number 7 on the drag route. Reed Jr. gets the tackle, and that's the final timeout. And now should be the last play here. Just going to set up our safeties. See if we could get a pick. No, they go for a check down to their tight end. Not sure why. I doubt their tight end was going to make everyone miss. We'll head into the halftime. Yeah, I don't know why that sounded weird to me. We'll head into halftime here, up 14-zip. So far this game going much more in our favor compared to our last game. So we take a look at all the bits of information here. Have a little bit more than double their passing, close to double their rushing as well. So definitely all in our favor. As we look around the league, Steelers and the Washington football team, or Commanders, close game here going into halftime. Steelers up 21-14. Panthers and Saints take a look at this game as well. Not as close, 20-7, 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Roundtree playing a pretty decent game. McCaffrey also playing in this game, which we rarely see. And lastly, we'll take a look at the Seahawks and the Buccaneers. This game A little bit of an awkward score, 14-6. Seahawks 8-4 on the season. Russell Wilson having a pretty good game. And we will take the field here, start the second half with a kickoff. We will be receiving this one. And Wangwu gets the catch at about the goal line. Gets to about the 26, so an extra yard for us. We'll start off here in pistol, 2 receivers to the left. I'm going to hand this one off to Cook down the middle. Got to see what kind of blocking we get. We get some. And a timeout. Dalvin Cook injured again. This is 2 weeks in a row where he's had an injury. Hopefully this one isn't a big one. It didn't really give us any animation, really. We're going to go for Leach here off of the edge, and that's going to force a defensive pass interference who just tugged us away instead of allowing us to get that catch. And that's going to be on Marcus Peters, giving us a first down to the 43. We'll follow that up with a run here for Nwangwu. Try to see if we could get some of our linemen out in front, utilize that speed. Instead, we get a lineman out front who doesn't touch anybody and starts shuffling down the field. All right. And that is not good. Broken ribs for Dalvin Cook. He'll probably miss, I would think, a couple weeks at least. And unfortunately for Dalvin, that's always kind of a worry that you have when doing a Vikings franchise or any franchise that you pick up him. Is he going to stay healthy for a full season? We've done pretty well the first couple seasons, but we're kind of seeing a bit more of repetitive injuries this season, unfortunately. Not that we're at a spot where we want to replace him by any means, but we do have a nice running back group that could definitely help lighten his load if need be. Going to run here with Robinson, get the first down and slide down. He has been struggling a little bit at this point in the season. Of course, this is his first time starting, so he's feeling the effect of a full NFL season right now. As we take a look here at the fatigue, you'll see he's basically maxed out right now at about 78, so not doing too great for his stamina right now. So we're going to need to try to roll out here. We have a receiver in the back. Is it Chark? And he mosses number 31. That's going to be a touchdown for us. Chark with another on the season. We just tossed that one up in one-on-one. We've seen that bite us before in the past, but this one just lofted up a nice actual good form too by Robinson, and that just goes right over the top of 31. What a beautiful, beautiful catch. Beautiful play, beautiful touchdown. And that's going to put us up 21 points with a made extra point here. If Q can hit it home for us, we'll take a look. It looked like good on the meter, and yep, that's going to go right down the middle. Going to put us up 21-zip. A much, much better game for us than last week. And right now, with us being up 21-zip, you think the Packers would have to resort to passing the ball a bit more. Although it looks like here they're going to go for another run. And this might, the play calling very alone might be why they are 6-6 on the season. They just don't seem to be out here trying to be aggressive at all. This very kind of relaxed play calling. Once again, they're going to send the receiver in motion and hand the ball off right down the middle. Basically the same exact play, this time in favor of us. Wouldn't be surprised if this was IRL. The Packers' offensive coordinator would be fired after this season, because it doesn't seem like they're really trying to do too much. Going to go for an underneath. Bradbury came down late, but that might be a first down. Nope. Home field advantage comes in, 4th and inches. We'll see if they go for it. That was a completion to Beverly for a gain of 6. Just they needed 6.5, I guess. And so far, looks like they are actually going to punt this one away. Charlton out here for them. And yeah, they punt it away, down 21 points with 4th and inches. Interesting. Well, we are up 21-zip. Offense has the ball again. I'm not going to start chewing the clock just yet, but we are going to get Kelly out here, who got, I believe, an upgrade after the last game. He'll get a gain of 2 on his first carry. Of course, we use him a bit more as our power back. He's fairly balanced. He's actually a good build for us. I like him a bit, and from UCLA, so we eventually might see him in the California-only rebuild. Fortunately for Green Bay, looks like one of their edge rushers, or end guys, comes up a bit shaken up on this play. And unfortunately for the Packers, that seems like it could be a serious injury, as he did head into the locker room. So hopefully nothing too bad for them. We're going to go out with a slant play here. We're going to have Dyson wide open. We're going to find him and have Chark not able to get the block on 31. He's going to get over there and get the tackle, but a huge gain for our rookie receiver, Dyson. We'll possibly follow that up by taking a little pop shot here. We'll look maybe towards Jefferson's side, depending on what that safety does. And that was an interesting release, and I did not expect that to be how that route was ran. Number 26 gets the pick. That is Savage with the INT. I thought by the time I hit the button, I didn't see any corner, so I assumed it was probably one-on-one. But it was an awkwardly run route with a lot of hesitation. Luckily for us in this game, we could afford a mistake like that, at least at this point, up 21-zip. Packers get the ball again, and they'll probably look to run the ball. Nope, we'll get a pick. Ball right back, DJ Reed. Throw that on a spin move, breaks one tackle, and is brought down at the 29. We're just going to play a game of hot potato, I guess, for a second. And we'll take the ball right on back. On 1st and 10 at the 29, we'll come out in a heavy tight end set. Going to hand the ball off here to Nwang. We'll see what he can find. He's going to find about 8-9 yards. And on 2nd and 2 here, look to maybe see if we could find Starks in the end zone. On this play action rollout here, they do a nice job covering most of everybody. Dump this off for Lucas. Definitely should have probably been a shovel pass rather than an awkward 2-yard throw, but nice completion, nice first down there for Lucas. Now down to the 12, we'll bring out again that heavy set, Thurston motion over to the right. We're gonna hand this one off to Kelly. Try to utilize our blocks up front. He cuts back left, probably should have stayed right where we had a few more guys. Now as we get close to the end of the 3rd here, we're going to bring in Corey Cook, our 4th string running back, see what he could do. Has a nice gap over to the left, just not a whole lot of speed and acceleration to really utilize that, but gets a gain of 3. And again, would have liked to use this jet sweep, but they bring down that safety. Switch on over to the slant route, so we like to run so much. They do not bring the blitz, so we're going to need to roll out here. We have open running lane, and we're in. Robinson with a rushing touchdown. Haven't seen those too much of recent. He does have a couple on the season, though. It does say first rushing touchdown, but I definitely remember him having his first Minnesota Viking touchdown was a rushing touchdown. We're going to go up 28-zip. This game definitely in hand at this point. And now sitting up 28-zip, we have made some changes, brought in a few of our younger guys so they could get some experience out on the field. And unfortunately, after the extra point, as we get a stop here from Eldra Hilton, but after that last extra point, as we see here, Clayton, who came in for Darisaw, ends up dislocating his shoulder, so he may be back for next game. I've seen players come back the next week, but he will be out for the remainder of this game as we are down to our 3rd string lineman as we will head into the 4th quarter here. Up 28-zip. Going to get some of our young guys some experience and also rest some of our older guys. So as we take a look here around the defense, at linebacker for the nickel, we have Eldra Hilton and Hawkins coming in at linebacker. We also have up front, we have Alton Robinson, who is one of the guys that we signed. Graves still in, misses the tackle though. However, we get a forced fumble. I believe that was Black, who was an undrafted rookie, I believe, or just an undrafted young guy who we brought in. He kind of plays a little bit of end, and yeah, we see there 95, he got that sack fumble. But yeah, he plays a little bit of end and DT. He's in at DT right here, and he makes his first huge play of his career. On offense, the offensive line is basically the same as tight ends. Robinson still in, and some of our backup running backs still in, as they are obviously already were. We're going to slide down here after gaining a few here with Robinson. But the main new guys over at receiver, Leary and Johnson, are on the outside. Johnson and Dyson will kind of flip-flop back and forth. Dyson's staying out there to get some experience. We need to roll out here. We could have forced a pass. We're going to avoid. Oh, now we fumble. And Green Bay is going to pick that one up. He was almost down, but I think that one might have popped out before that knee hit. I was just about to say, a nice job from Robinson breaking some tackles as well. Unfortunately, that ball does get coughed up. That's just a problem with Madden. Quarterbacks fumble, and they fumble a lot. Calhoun in for another safety. 2 safeties in, not for him, in back-to-back weeks, but for our defense in back-to-back weeks, he's again one of our young edge rushers, and he gets in. Just really poor play there from Love. And for some reason it put Leach in. I think maybe because we have a spell back in or something. But yeah, definitely just want to see what these young receivers can do. Going to go for Leary here, who hasn't seen the field much, and he gets, I believe, his first reception. Yep, you see their first reception of his career. He was another undrafted rookie, a guy who we will look to re-sign to see what he can do, as he does have some pretty good ratings. Now I made that adjustment, took out Leary. Willie Johnson will come in at the slot. He wears number 88. Another guy who has some really good ratings that we just haven't seen much of is Nwangwu. Scoots forward for a good gain of about maybe 7-8 yards. I will say 8, as we'll come out here with a play action. See if Dyson can use that speed to get over the top. Though it doesn't look like he has the advantage with the speed. But we'll see what happens here. As we do have almost a first down there from Robinson. I was trying to pass it, but that hit kind of pushed him forward, and he just carried that momentum. And on 3rd and inches, we'll bring out Corey Cook, who's kind of our backup power back. He does have a little bit of some agility, but he's just not one who is super fast or has great acceleration. But he has that power, a little bit of agility, and he uses it here to get the first down. And we'll see here if we could get Johnson down the sideline. If not, maybe we'll bring over the safety and we could get Flanagan. Looks like we got a one-on-one, not where that pass needed to go. Willie Johnson almost has the catch, though. Some of these young guys, they typically, at least from what I look for when I'm drafting, have a really good route running rating or a really good release, catching, something like that. Is a nice run here from Cook. Just ran over a couple guys and gets the first. Also, really good blocking. Yeah, I kind of just look for some younger, obviously younger because they're all draftees, but look for some guys who just have some really good, interesting ratings. Going for Johnson here, and we find him wide open. That's going to be his first touchdown, and another touchdown on the day for our young quarterback in Robinson. We're going to go up 37-0. This game just routing the Green Bay Packers. As a Vikings fan, gotta love to see it. Now, I would say for sure the one group on this team that I've really come in and really overhauled and really enjoyed the outcome is we don't get a very favorable animation there from Eldra Hilton. He ends up not getting the tackle despite being there right when the ball was caught by Rodgers there. But yeah, one of the positions groups that I think we've really done a great job with this series is the receiving group. I mean, just from top to bottom, we completely really overhauled it. We only have one remaining receiver from the original group, being Justin Jefferson, who obviously is an amazing receiver. But everyone else we've brought in either through agency, trade, or in the draft. So really happy with that group, and as a group I don't think will need to be touched for quite a long time. A similar group I would say probably be running backs. The running back group is really good. Obviously Dalvin Cook led the way, but trying to find some good guys to kind of spell him out. And Nwangwu has progressed very well as a flag does hit the turf here. It was a nice completion. It looks like this will be going back with holding. And that's going to be on Elgin? It's on Jenkins. I believe it's just pronounced Elgin, but I could be wrong. But yeah, running back group has done really well. Linebacker group I think has definitely progressed well. We might need to find another one. I know I really like Alex Brooks, but past him, there's some young talent, but I don't think enough to fully take over for Eric Kendricks or wherever he decides to either retire or regresses to a point where he's no longer a starter. So we've seen really good play from Eldra Hilton. Unfortunately, he's only like a 69 overall. As a nice job there from number 3. Stole that ball away from Hawkins, who probably thought he had a first career interception. But then here comes number 3, just right in front of him, snags it away. And we've had a pretty good defensive line as well. Unfortunately, it's gotten to the point where most of them will need to be replaced soon. At least by most, I mean half, and then some more backup guys. As we get in for another sack, I believe that was the second sack of the day for Calhoun, who had the, he just gets right along the outside. No one touches him. He had the safety on the last Packers drive. Yeah, so obviously we needed to do some work come this offseason on the D-line. Is not a good job there. I believe that was Basie or Bassey who was covering 7 there. We do have our backup corners in at this point. As that one passed right to Eldra Hilton, who will get forward for a little bit after that interception. Like I said, he's played really, really well. Just his ratings don't show it, but he could very well be in a position to potentially take over for Eric Kendricks, depending on how the regression hits him come this offseason. And with 50 seconds remaining, we are going to chew the clock, so we'll probably have about 2 plays left. Give 1 play here to Cook, see what he can do. As a flag comes in, so this one probably going to be going backwards because I don't think there was a face mask. That's going to be on David DeCastro. However, it was about 6 yards downfield. So on 1st and 14, I'll take a shot here. See if we could get Johnson down the sideline. See if we could get a better throw than last time. Doesn't look like it here. We'll go to Dyson, who went on that on the slant route. We're on a bit of hurry up. Go to some play action here. See if maybe Leary can get down the middle of the field. He has some separation, just not exactly what we were looking for there. We were under pressure, and that ball just ended up kind of lofting up rather than being driven. Jair will get the pick, but this game is basically already over. Just, unfortunately, the opposite of stat padding at this point. Did also see a little bit of lack of awareness there from Leary, but again, hasn't seen the field much at all this season, so that can only get better. Hawkins on the man-on-man coverage. Does a pretty good job on their number 1 receiver, however. Number 3, so far getting a lot of yards at the end of this one, but looks like this game is all but said and done. Yep, clock hits 0 here. We're going to walk out and celebrate a great victory over a rival, 37-0. And as we see here, I mean, we were just all over them. Unfortunately, we had quite a few turnovers come late game, but well dominant, about 3 times the amount of rushing yards, about double the amount of passing yards. This was a nice game to record after that last Colts game that was so close, such hard fought, and ended up losing. Nice game to bounce back. And following that victory, a couple upgrades here. First one going to be to DJ Chark, who will just keep upgrading his deep threat, as that is primarily what we try to utilize him. He'll get a +3 to catch in traffic, +2 to release, and then 1 to awareness and catching. He is still 27 years old. These are what his ratings currently look like. He's definitely a deep threat for us with good release, really good deep route running. Could be a little bit better, but honestly, he's played very well for us. We also have an upgrade here for Eldra Hilton. We did get that pick in this game, and we're going to focus a little bit on the run stopping with him, as that's definitely primarily what he is good at. We'll get the +1 here across the board to awareness, play rec, pursuit, strength, and tackle. And he's finally up to a 70 overall. Only a normal dev. This is what his ratings are looking like. So you can see he has really good speed, tackling. His awareness is pretty good for especially the amount of time he's really on the field. Block shedding, not great at a 71, but definitely a lot better than his coverage ratings that are sitting at 62 and 65 respectively. And of course, we did have a couple injuries in that game. One of the big ones here, Dalvin Cook, broken ribs. He's going to be out for the next 5 weeks. That does include this game, so he will miss the next 4. Would be back, I believe, for one of the last games of the season. But we would just keep him out till playoffs. Make sure he's nice and healthy, as he will be turning 30 after this season. And next week, just as a lot of these last few games have been, we have another huge game against the Rams. Luckily for us, it's at home, but they're coming in 8-5. Of course, Saunders returning back to Minnesota for the first time. We traded him in our bye week, week 7. So he's been with them for about half the season. And it'll be a nice showdown. I hope we could get a few picks off of him, sack him a few times. Just have that little say over him. But another huge game come next week, so make sure you guys are sticking around. Hit that subscription button. Hit that bell notification to be notified of when these are posted. Or you can follow me on Twitter, BigBearB_gaming. I always tweet out when these are up. You can also follow me on my TikTok. Same, BigBearB_gaming. I always post highlights from these games, including the other series as well. So if you like watching those, you can definitely check that out. Links are always in the description below. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. A lot to come. I really hope that we can finish out the rest of the season strong, get a victory over Saunders, and just enjoy. We'll play probably one more season after this one and then go into a sim, as we've won 2 Super Bowls in a row. If we win 3, kind of just gets a little bit repetitive, but there will be a massive change to this team come the offseason. So hope you guys stick along and enjoy, and until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.